Dog, quarantine got me out here with somebody put in the comment section 80 arms, right? Like, it's weird because I got these weird, fat, like, I know how to cook type arms. I'm strong, but I just got to start doing more curls, I guess, so I can kind of get that definition to set in. Yes, sir. Today, you kings need to get out here and treat yourselves to what you deserve. Stop wasting money on packs. Check out the MUT Reserve. Link down in the description below. You can go to get training, players, and coins. And they all get cheaper when you just go Texas at checkout for 15% off. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas, and we are back to discuss the new team builders that we got in the game and which one you guys should pick up for your team. There are 3 ways to go about getting these cards. You can go ahead and play the solo challenges, which I do not recommend. They're free games. For no money spent, I don't blame you for playing them, but I think there's better use of your time. Spend about 75,000 coins on the auction block to get these players, or you can go ahead and do the set, which is always going to be generally much cheaper than buying them. The set takes 4 80 overall elites, which you can get for between 9 and 10,000 coins. So we'll say 40,000 coins for those 4 cards. And the last card you need to collect is going to be an 83, 84 overall, which goes between 15 and 25,000 coins. So about 55,000 coins do the set, and you can turn around and sell some of these cards for a decent amount of coins. So if you guys are looking to make some coins, that's what I'll be doing if I were you. Go ahead and check out these players at each position first. We got Jaquiski out here. He's a scrambling quarterback going for actually 57,000 coins. We also got Jared Goff. Now, out of the two, I think Trubisky's better just because Jared Goff was a 90 overall. At the tier 3 slot, he would get pass, lead, elite, which makes it really hard for your quarterback to be picked off because you're perfectly leading the receiver into a spot to where he can catch the ball. It's amazing. I played against it last year against Daniel Jones, and it was the most frustrating thing to go against. And apparently this year it's really good. So Dan Marino's like, that's why Dan Marino is on a lot of people's teams. So the edge protectors obviously get pass, lead, elite, and he can just sling that rock. But out of the quarterbacks, I think Trubisky's better. Just at the tier 2 slot, he'll be able to get the roaming deadeye, as well as he has 82 speed with 89 throw power, which I believe is faster than Russell Wilson. It has higher throw power, and also faster than Dak Prescott. And also, he has better throw power too, I believe, than Dak, or just at least in line with this. Trubisky, out of the quarterback-wise, is probably the best one to come out of all of these team builder quarterbacks. And that's funny to say because he's a Bear, and he's probably the worst quarterback out of the team builder quarterbacks in the league, but Bear fans might kill me for that. But hey, go ahead and leave your comment down in the section below. And after that, it's a huge drop-off for offense, right? Like, I'm looking at these players, and there's not really anybody that impresses me. Like, receiver-wise, we got CeeDee Lamb, who's actually 75,000 coin. A lot of Cowboy fans out there. And his ratings aren't bad. It's just one of those things where I don't really see an 86 out of him, right? If you told me this was an 84 overall, I'd believe it. He looks very similar to the Justin Jefferson, to the Jerry Jeudy out there. He's 6'2" with the great speed, but I just don't understand the difference between this guy and the 2 receivers that came out last month. So I figure you get better value out of those guys that are going for much less coins. So I don't think the CeeDee Lamb is a must cop for anybody's team. The same thing with the Willie Snead, like 5'11" receiver with 87 speed. Now that's a hard pass right there. And I do know these players are specifically meant for theme teams, but you can still get some value out of these players on either God squads or no money spent squads and other stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying I don't really see the value in these on a lot of people's teams, because I figure you can get better value for much less. So keep that in mind. So I'm not a big fan of the quarterback. I'm not a big fan of the running back because Sony Michel's is 87 speed. Okay, that's Cam Akers is like, what, 88 speed and doesn't fumble because hit sticks are nerfed. So why pick up Sony Michel when you got a guy like that? Lineman-wise, nobody does it really for me. The only person I'm a fan of on offense that you probably should pick up for your team is going to be this Dawson Knox. I'm going to go ahead and say, right, this Dawson Knox might be like top 5 tight end in Madden Ultimate Team. I figure he's obviously not Jimmy Graham. He's not the Tony Gonzalez. He's not Kittle or Gronkowski. But in terms of what the abilities this guy can get and his ratings, like, he is kind of really solid, man. The 86 speed, 83 catching, 6'4". He's a vertical threat, so that means he can go out here and get matchup nightmare, which is going to be able to help you score in the red zone against linebackers, even get that tough completion if a guy has a linebacker matched up on him, even a safety at linebacker. If you guys have not checked out my testing video, be sure to do so because we went ahead and discussed how to make it work. And so Dawson Knox is really solid. I like this CJ Uzomah, but a possession receiver, I had George Kittle, and he doesn't get matched with Nightmare until I think tier 3 at like 90 plus overall. So I'm just like, what's the point if he can't get it? I think that if you get Dawson Knox out there as well as Jonnu Smith at tight end spot, you'll be set for a while right now. But that's offense, right? We got just Trubisky and Knox. That's pretty sad. Let's get the defense right now. Let's check out the left end spot right here. We have Maxx Crosby, who's not bad, by the way. But if he had a little bit better speed, I'd say go ahead and pick this guy because of the QB spy nature. The 81 speed as a spy is still pretty solid because you can go ahead and sub this guy in at D tackle and spy him. He's just not going to catch Lamar, obviously. There are no ride-ins for Team Builder Part 2, but there are a ton of defensive tackles, 7 specifically. We got Daquan Jones, Christian Wilkins, Larry Ogunjobi, Tavin Brown, who was a beast a couple years ago. We got Fatuowski. So that's a weird name, man. That's a weird name. Weird name. I like it. It's a weird name. And then I think we're missing a couple guys on the Osh right now. Who else we're missing? Puna, Tavin, Larry Ogunjobi, Daquan Smith, and Shelby Harris. So yeah, Shelby Harris is on the Osh blocker right now. Now, to all these D tackles, I think the best rated one is going to be Larry Ogunjobi. His stats are pretty solid, right? You got a guy that's out here with really good speed at the nose tackle spot. He has decent block shed at 81. He has 86 power move. He is a power rusher D tackle. And so at tier 2, he gets nothing good. Nothing good at all. Like, the ratings are really solid. The only downside is going to be his archetype. Because at the tier 2 ability slot, since he's a power rusher, he doesn't get anything good on his card at all. But there is a D tackle here that is on the Ocean blocker right now that goes by the name of Shelby Harris, just because of the fact that he's a run stopping defensive tackle. He gets inside stuff, I believe, at the tier 1 slot, which is very vital because that is how you stop the run this year's game. There's no defense in this game that stops the run consistently. Even inside stuff doesn't stop the run consistently, but it does a good enough job to where it may force your opponent to double team that guy, which should in theory leave one of your other guys open to make a play in the backfield. Doesn't always happen because this game's terrible sometimes in terms of coding, but it's still nice to see when your guy moves the lineman out the way and gets to stop in the backfield for a negative gain. So Shelby Harris has really good ratings, you guys can see, with the 72 speed. He has 82 block shed, and he can get the inside stuff at the tier 1 or tier 2 slot. So that makes him more valuable, in my opinion, than the Larry Ogunjobi, who happens to have better ratings, but has a worse archetype for his overall. When Ogunjobi gets a 90 overall, that card would be crazy, but right now, wouldn't pick him up for your team. So what shocked me about this Team Builders Part 2 is that, look at the offense, I wouldn't think the defense would be as good as the first part was, right? So we had like the 84 Cole Holcomb was the beast. We had the Vic Beasley was nice, Denzel Perriman, and I thought there was no way they can kind of come up with cards that are going to be good or better than those items, and they did a good job this time around because we got a lot of linebackers in Series 2 for Team Builders that are really good, man. Like, every single one of these cards are must cops. You got this Kenneth Murray, who is more of a coverage linebacker. He has that 87 speed, 6'3", weighs 241 pounds, so a pretty big dude. That's a pretty big dude. Where's this change of direction? Right here at 75 change of direction. So not the greatest. Not the greatest. And then I don't really care about hit power anymore because, I mean, I probably forced 3 hit stick fumbles all year long, and I played over 100 games. That's pretty bad. That's actually, that's terrible. So that fumbles are so awful and not consistent this year like they were last year. Shots at competitive players for that. So yeah, Kenneth Murray though, this guy is fantastic for those running a 4-3 scheme. So he's also a great pickup for that. If you guys are running a 3-4 scheme, this Bud Dupree is amazing, right? He is what I like to call a budget Lawrence Taylor. So let me compare these two side by side. He's 63,000 coins, and LT is out here at obviously like plus 400,000 coins. And you got the speed advantage, but if you guys have the 90 overall LT, it's only a +2 speed advantage. But in terms of everything else, man, these things look very similar. Strength doesn't matter that much because I see my D tackles get blown back 19,000 yards by guys that get no business doing that. So don't believe in strength at all this year. It matters, but not as much as you guys may think. We got the block shit, that's pretty much the same. 81 and 87 are going to play exactly the same because EA cannot code their game. And I keep bringing that up because it's frustrating that 81 and 87 play exactly the same. The only major difference between these two cards are going to be the speed and the power move being at 90 versus 85. Everything else is going to play exactly the same. So if you guys can't afford Lawrence Taylor, you got to get this Bud Dupree because he's going to be solid. For those that believe in hit power, I believe he has 87 hit power, which is really nice. So love this dude's card. I kind of wish he was a run stuffer because if he could get Enforcer and they actually made it to where it does force fumbles, he would be a menace coming off the edge. Now, left outside linebacker, we got some good players over here too. Like, doesn't stop. We got this Gerry, who is fantastic. 87 speed, another coverage linebacker, 4.43 at 6'2". Change direction, 74. That's not great. And then for those that want hit power, 86. So you can get your 4-3 scheme popping off right now with Gerry and the Kenneth Walker Jr. Or if you want a 3-4, go to get Bud Dupree out there with one of the other two guys on the opposite side in coverage. So I'm probably going to end up picking up Kenneth Gerry, selling my Cole Holcomb, just because I get a guy that's going to be a little bit faster as well as a little bit taller. Check out the cornerbacks right now. We got 4. We got Kevin King, who is 6'3", 89 speed. We got Rasul Douglas, who absolutely sucks. We got Jimmy Moreland, 90 speed out here. We got Bradley Roby, who is solid as well. So speed always kills in Madden. And while all these guys are fast, 89 speed, 90 speed, 89 speed, Douglas is just way too slow. The thing that sucks about this is now that EA is kind of making some of the top end receivers a little bit more affordable. Like if you guys have a power pass right now at the tier 5 slot, 90 overall, you can get yourself the Brandon Cooks, who's going to have 90 deep, medium, and short route running, and he's going to route these guys up for just the cost of training. And so because Reggie Wayne's price is now 200,000 coins, what it was last week, which was 300,000 coins, and you can obviously power him up as well if you guys got a power pass. Like, it just takes one slot-o-matic receiver, such as the, what's that? I just got on my team right now. The guy for the Golden Tate. Golden Tates can get out here and route these guys up with their crazy speed. Obviously, the top end card to beat these dudes. You're going to need to have guys that have really good coverage to kind of rely upon not to get beat as bad on these routes. Because even I got top end man cover guys that get routed up by a lot of these guys using those offensive abilities. Now, while all these guys are fast, I think you can get by with using the Trey Waynes, the AJ Terrells of the world for right now until you get the coins to upgrade to those Dre Bly's and the Stephen Gilmores and the Asante Samuels. So I don't really see the point of picking these cornerbacks up when you got other guys that came out in the first part of team builders that are going to have very similar ratings to these cards right now. Free safety wise, we got Damani Casey, who I will never tell you guys to pick up because I still hate this man for what he did to Cam Newton back in 2000 and was that 18? Yeah, that was a cheap shot, and if I see him on the street, I'm beating his ass. We got Xavier McKinney, though, free safety for the Giants. He's going for like 70,000 coins, 87 speed with the 82 zone and the 84 hit power. Check out the Monte Casey next. We got the 88 speed, 89 acceleration with the 83 hit power and the 82 zone coverage. Now, both these cards have really solid ratings. I just have these guys in the same boat as the cornerbacks because I believe that Grant Delphin from part 1 of the Team Builders promo, he compares pretty well to these guys side by side. He's a low overall by 2, and he's also going for much less, obviously. So you got one less speed between the two, which is not going to be that noticeable. But you got the same man, you got one better zone, which is not going to be that noticeable, and better hit power, which again, since they nerfed it, is not going to be as important. So only major difference between the 84 and the 86 is going to be at that tier 2 ability slot. They could get something glitchy. So let me go ahead and check out free safety, or check out safeties. Spreadsheet loaded up. Yeah, so hybrid at tier 2 can get what? Chuck out, flat zone KO, and outmatched. But right now those abilities just aren't as important compared to bench press, since that is so cheap to get activated, as well as edge threats. So maybe in the future they'll have more value in the game, but right now the meta is edge threats, 2 of them on your offensive line, 1 inside stuff, and everybody else running bench press. That's the meta right now, and these cards just aren't meta defining players I would pick up right now. Now we're checking out the strong safety. We got Jaquiski Tartt, and this is probably the only defensive back I'd pick up just because he happens to be an upgrade compared to the Terrell Edmonds as well as the Jeremy Chin. This man is 6'1", which is really solid with 89 speed. So he's, I believe, same speed as Terrell Edmonds, But the main reason why this guy is better is going to be the fact that he has way better zone than Chin and Edmonds, as well as kind of the same hit power. Again, hit power being nerfed. I don't believe in it at all this year until they decide to do some patches that make it actually, that don't just make guys tired from getting hick stick. That's stupid in my opinion. They should fumble if I line it up properly instead of just taking that hoe. Anyway, this guy has a much better zone because Terrell Edmonds has a 76 zone cover. I think Chin is around 75. You got a guy that's actually a big upgrade compared to the 2 cards we had last time that you will notice on the field. 84 zone will play better than 75. It will, because of thresholds and how the break on ball ratings go. The higher zone goes, the more chance you're breaking on ball faster. So 84, he'll be really hard to throw the ball to whatever side of the field he's on if he sees the ball being thrown. So this is really the only defensive back I'd pick up. So quick recap with the players you guys should pick up. We got Dawson Knox at tight end. This dude is fantastic. That's the only one on offense. Trubisky's an honorable mention. Defensively, we got Shelby Harris, and I know you can go ahead and pick up like an A'Shawn Robinson or any other run stopper D tackle from the Team Builder Part 1 that can get inside stuff and save some coins, so that could be an option as well. But Shelby Harris's card is really solid, so that's why he's on the list. We also got Nathan Gerry, we got Kenneth Walker Jr., we got Bud Dupree, and then we got, last but not least, Jaquiski Tartt. Do you guys agree with my list that I constructed? Let me know down in the comment section below. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been your boy Texas, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
They say money can't buy your happiness, but I swear to God, it's a good down payment. Trying to stuff so many binges in my pocket, you would swear that I was out here trying to drown Franklin. I was bred in the slums, got fed up with crumbs, now you don't play a pound cake. Told me when it was a root of all evil, but I swear to God, I ain't never found safe.